Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's TheSketchMonkey here. Today is all about the Aston Martin DBS, and this specifically is the 007 edition. Very stealthy looking, cool looking shade of gray. I love these James Bond editions of this car. But anyway, what I did a couple of days ago was to post a picture of this specific DBS with the caption that it's been ruined by one single design feature of this car. If you're following me on Instagram, you already know what that is. Seems to have ruffled some feathers, which is great because we get a discussion going about design, which is what, to me, social media is all about. But I don't want to post something criticizing a design without properly explaining what I mean and actually do the change to the car so that you can see my point of view visually instead of just in a text. Visually is of course always better. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna show you what my problem is with the DBS because it's so close to being a perfect next generation DBS, but there's just something lacking in the proportions of this car. And it's a shame because Aston Martin, to me, ever since the, I would say, the DB7, I would guess, ever since the DB7, Aston Martin has been the brand when it comes to proportions of specifically two-door front-engine V12 GT cruiser cars. If you look up GT cruiser proportions in the dictionary, there is going to be an Aston Martin as an image. That's it. No text or nothing. It's just going to be a picture of an Aston Martin. But this, it feels like the front end right here, it's easier to see in side view, which I'm going to show you later as well. It just looks like the front end has been chopped or like cut with a very sharp sword because there is nothing going on here. It looks like it's supposed to reach further forward than this. This is like a high grill and just a massive surface where nothing goes on. It's just a black hole in the front and it looks like something is missing and it just doesn't look right to me. And another thing with this grille is that it's so massive that it's almost larger than the wheel height here. And to me this doesn't work on a GT on a sports car like the Aston Martin, because it's going to look, when we have this massive grille and this almost like a what's it called, when you cut off an arm, if you can see that it's a stump, the front looks like a stump, that there is something missing there and it looks very front heavy. So what I want to do here is a very quick redesign. It's probably gonna take me 4 or 5 minutes tops, but what I want to do is to extend this line here. If we go through the car, this view right here is perfect. It's a beautiful looking Aston Martin. You can tell immediately with this beautiful fluid shoulder line right here that this is an Aston Martin. And then we creep forward a little bit, still looks fantastic right here. Another thing I want to mention is this air outlet here. I think this is a great modernization of the one that you have on the old DBS, which I'm going to show you later in the side view. But then we come to the front here and it just cuts off way too early. I want to have these key lines, that is this shoulder line here, I want it to stretch fully down here, give it some freedom to slope off in a more graceful way than we have here. So with that said, I'm just going to show you, it's a very simple trick, but I'm just going to show you what I mean by redesigning this very quickly in Photoshop, and then come back and talk to you and show you the result and of course the before and after. So there we go. That's the simple change that I wanted to make to this car. And in my opinion, obviously, it looks a lot better because you give the car, the key lines of the car, room to end in a more graceful way than to just chop off the main line, which is the shoulder line of the car, going into the hood and stretching down to the front of the car. It looks like it's been chopped off way too soon, and I want to extend the front end and have it be more fluid and at the same time decrease the size of the grille, even though that's not really the biggest issue for me here, the big grille, which I know it's a big issue for some people in some cars, specifically the 4 Series. But in this case, it's not really a big deal to me. The biggest issue was that it looks like a stump, and I just want to extend the front end, have it be smoother and facing down so it doesn't have this front heavy look. And now you can see here that the grille is actually not as high or big as the wheels, and this is just a detail, but to me it makes a big difference. You can't have the biggest, largest graphic design feature of the car be all the way in the front end of the car. It's going to make it look like it's actually plowing the front with that heavy mass sitting there. Alright, so let's talk side view here. I want to show you the DBS, of course, in side view, and then compare it to the previous generation DBS. And here you can clearly see what I'm talking about when it comes to the stretchiness of the front end. So if we continue, if you sketch out these two lines here, the shoulder line on the first DBS, which is very smooth and very long, very stretched out, typical Aston Martin line right there. And you can see that it's allowed to be stretched out all the way there. And then we take the same line here and apply this to the Aston Martin DBS. That is the current version, and let's see what happens with the front here. You can see that the line follows the exact same styling of the original DBS, because this is almost trademarked by Aston Martin to have this shoulder line here. But at the front here, you can see that it dips way too soon. It creates almost an unnatural bend going down here. On top of that, you don't have the front being stretched out as long as we have on the original DBS. Now, some of you may say you're stuck in the past, get over it, get up with the modern designs. But to me, this has nothing to do with timelines or anything like that. This has to do with standard proportions and line flow of any type of car. Specifically, when we're talking about an Aston Martin, which should be the benchmark for beautiful looking two-door front engine GT cars. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna change this really quick and explain to you visually again what I mean, and then of course show you the before and after, and you can make up your own mind if you agree or disagree with me. And again, here we have the before and after. Just a tiny change to allow this line right here. On the original DBS, we have it right here. I want it to be stretched out and just dip in a constant radius and not have it be like this as we have on the original DBS, modern DBS. We have the line going like this, very smooth, and then it just dips too fast and too abruptly. And this to me is not an Aston Martin shape. It's a detail, but it's I wanted to change this because I think this DBS is so close to being the perfect modernization of the original DBS up here. And I also, as I said, I just want to mention this detail. This is a very cool upgrade or update modernization of this air outlet right here. You can see that they integrated that in this fender, in the wheelhouse, almost something like this, and created a cool shape, almost like a cut in the body of the car. Very cool modernization of that feature. But that's what I wanted to show you in this video. Very quick, very simple redesign this time, but I felt the car deserves it. It deserves to have an explanation to why I posted the caption on Instagram and make a video about it so you can see visually what it is I'm talking about. And then of course it's up to you to decide whether you agree with me or not. That's the beauty of social media, isn't it? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm the Sketch Monkey. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.